Before I start this video, I just want you to go subscribe to 64iOS. Without him, this video wouldn't have been possible. He does great work on his channel and my channel, as we've done collabs before, such as the Mario Kart Wii episode, discussions, and stuff like that. And now, we begin the race.
You are now watching The Beach.
Welcome to the 13th episode of Mario Kart Origins. This series won't just be covering the mainline games, but the arcade games tour and home circuit as well. And in this episode, we'll be covering the latest Mario Kart that isn't VR or a toy, Mario Kart Tour. Mario Kart Tour has a bit of a soft spot for me. In 2019, I made a video called Just What is Mario Kart Tour, Nintendo's biggest mobile game yet. While the video isn't anything too special, what is special is that it's the most popular video on my channel at over 260,000 views. Not only did it get a lot of views, but it got me to 1,000 subscribers, brought a lot of you to the channel, and helped turn this channel into what it is today. I'm known to be the Mario Kart channel in a way, and without Mario Kart Tour, we may not be where we are today. And for most of 2019, I was the Mario Kart Tour channel. I reported on news about the game, speculated about it, and made a lot of videos on it. This episode of Mario Kart Origins right here is the grand finale of the Mario Kart Tour saga, being the grand retrospective and review of the game. However, what happened in 2019 will not affect my opinion of the game. I am looking at it with a critical eye and will be honest with all of you, and for a game like this, that is especially important. There are games that are pretty much universally acclaimed, such as The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, until Twitter brats got a hold of them. Then you have games that some people like and some people detest, like Paper Mario the Origami King, and yes, as much as it pains me to say not enough people hate this game, Pokemon Sword and Shield. But then you have the games that are essentially unanimously considered bad. Games like Paper Mario Sticker Star, Mario Party 10, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, Chibi Robo Ziplash, and games like that are ones that have such a bad reputation that they've become notorious for their legendary poor quality. That's not to say everybody hates them, because there are the masochists who enjoy Sticker Star, but the majority of the people hate these games. Mario Kart Tour is one of these cases. Don't believe me? The proof is in the 4 AM chocolate pudding.
Very rarely do I feel like a Nintendo game kind of borders on bad, but just being bad, and this is kind of one of those situations here.
Can you believe Mario Kart Tour is the worst one in the series?
For years, we've been longing to play something like Mario Kart on our phones. Alas, this turned out to be a lesson in be careful what you wish for, because Mario Kart Tour turned out to be Nintendo's Candy Crush saga.
I disliked Mario Kart Tour. It looks like a quality Mario Kart game, but it isn't particularly fun to play.
I'm sure we're all aware of why Mario Kart Tour has become notorious for being a so-called bad game. We'll go into more detail about the problems with Mario Kart Tour in this video, but despite all the negativity surrounding it, what kind of a nutcase could find any positives in this game? I'm that nutcase. But just like how peanuts often have 2 nuts per shell, I'm not the only nut here. I will be joined by 64iOS, who also collabed with me for the Mario Kart Wii episode of Origins to cover the most infamous Mario Kart ever. Say hello, 64iOS.
Yo, what's going on everyone? Ray here, aka 64iOS, the guy that does the Smash mods. Thank you so much for having me on again, Demeech. The Mario Kart Wii episode of Mario Kart Origins was a blast to work on, so I'm excited to join you today to talk about Mario Kart Tour, which is actually one of my favorite Mario Kart games in the series. Yeah, I bet not a lot of people say that.
Great to have you on here. So the question is Mario Kart Tour truly the worst Mario Kart ever made? Time to find out. Here's a first. I don't need to research the beta of Mario Kart Tour, because I was actually able to participate in it. From May 22nd to June 4th, 2019, Nintendo held a closed beta for Mario Kart Tour that I was lucky enough to participate in. I was actually on a vacation in Greece during the entire beta, and I don't just bring this up because I miss Greece dearly and wish I could go back this year, but as long as you have a North American or Japanese Nintendo ID, you could enter and have a chance to be in a closed Nintendo beta if they ever do it for another game. I was debating whether or not to show footage of the beta, as Nintendo said not to share footage, but this is when the game wasn't even out, and even so, you had major news outlets like IGN and Nintendo Life sharing screenshots and videos of it. You'll also get a good understanding of what the game was initially like by looking at the beta footage, rather than having me just talk about it. The beta isn't drastically different, but it has enough differences to make it noteworthy. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the beta of Mario Kart Tour. Despite the beta releasing only 4 months before the game officially launched, the game looked pretty rough. As you can see, the animations are a bit stiff, and there's minimal lighting and textures. The UI is also a little bit different, with different fonts being used, along with it being a lot more basic in design. Rubies were also originally emeralds, which I honestly think look better. But the biggest difference between the beta and the final game was this. You see what I just unlocked right here? Those hearts weren't Nintendo saying I love you. Nope. This game used a stamina system. Each race would cost 1 heart, and if you ran out, you'd have to wait until they'd be refilled, or assumingly be able to purchase more. I honestly hate when mobile games do this, because when I get into a game, I want to keep on playing. If a heart system is in place, I just avoid the game. It's a huge turnoff, and enough people complained about it that Nintendo got rid of it in the final game. Good riddance. It ruined Dr. Mario World for me, and I'm so glad Nintendo got rid of it. But don't worry, there's plenty of other problems in Mario Kart Tour to make up for it. That about covers it for the beta of the game, and Nintendo worked on the game for a little under 4 months before officially releasing it. Mario Kart Tour's roster is constantly growing, so I'm judging it as of February 2021. But regardless of who else is added, this is already the best, hands down, no questions asked, best roster in the entire Mario Kart series. Almost every Mario Kart character is here. You have all the mainstays, but you also have the return of fan favorites such as Birdo, Diddy Kong, and most importantly the ape, the myth, the legend himself, Funky Kong. The only characters missing are the Namco characters, Koopa Paratroopa, Petey Piranha, Rob, Wiggler, Honey Queen, and Tanuki Mario. And let me tell you, I guarantee a majority of them will be in the game in due time. And yes, even Donkey Kong Jr. returned after 30 years, but had to sign a contract that he would be only shown in pixel form. It's really cool regardless. And the new characters? No Baby Pink Gold Peach or Yellow Topaz Wario this time around. Instead we have fan favorites such as Pauline, Hammer Brother, Dixie Kong, Nabbit, and even some fun unexpected choices like King Babam and Monty Mole. On its own, this roster would be stellar. But wait, there's more! This game has a ton of costumes for characters, and some people have asked me, don't you hate all the costumes taking up slots? The thing is, Pink Gold Peach is awful in Mario Kart 8 because she's lazily designed and she was put in the game in place of fan favorites like Diddy Kong, Birdo, and strangely enough Bowser Jr. But all the mainstays are pretty much here, and the costumes here are excellently designed and look cool. You can't tell me you don't love Lederhosen Luigi, Party Time Lakitu and Pauline, and freaking Bus Driver Waluigi. Needless to say, the roster is great, but there's a major catch. Good luck trying to unlock all the characters you want. The way you unlock characters is mostly by using the pipe. This is where you spend rubies and essentially gamble for characters. You'll often get a bunch of junk you already have. I don't need a 100th Baby Peach. I want to get Lederhosen Luigi for crying out loud. But this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Mario Kart Tour's major problems. What do you think, 64 iOS?
Oh my gosh. The roster in Mario Kart Tour is absolutely incredible. This is easily the greatest Mario Kart roster so far. Heck, even one of the best rosters in the entire Super Mario series. I would have never thought we'd get characters like Dixie Kong in Mario Kart. And seeing Funky Kong finally return to Mario Kart after so long seriously put tears in my eyes. The last time any character reveal made me that emotional was when Banjo and Kazooie were added to Smash. So this was pretty huge for me. After the huge disappointment of Mario Kart 7 and 8's roster, this game proved to me that with the right characters, the roster of Mario Kart games could still be hype as hell. This is one of the main reasons why I really love this game so much. Plus the character costumes that Tour gets are also really great, with the Mario Maker outfits and Halloween Rosalina being some of my favorites. Too bad this amazing roster is locked behind a gacha paywall though.
When it comes to Nintendo's mobile games, most of them are simplified experiences. Super Mario Run is an auto runner, Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is a light version of Animal Crossing, and Dr. Mario World changed up the gameplay making it more touchscreen friendly, which makes sense for mobile games. But I do find it that it makes these mobile games feel like inferior versions of their console counterparts, which, let's be real, they are. But in Mario Kart Tour's case, it's straight up Mario Kart. The only way it's simplified is that you auto-accelerate, but to be fair, how often do you take your thumb off the gas in Mario Kart anyway? You swipe to steer, and to drift, you press the drift button and then steer. And to use items, you just tap the screen. When the game launched, a lot of people complained about the controls. There wasn't a dedicated drift button, and the game used to only be in portrait mode. I never had an issue with them, but the game in its current state controls very well despite only using a touchscreen. However, Mario Kart Tour's gameplay does differ quite a bit from previous Mario Kart games. At its core, it's Mario Kart, but rather than just going for first place, there's more to it than just that. There's a score system in place, and depending on your score, you can get Grand Stars. Grand Stars are used to unlock things such as characters, carts, gliders, coins, and those precious rubies. You can actually get 8th place, and it won't matter if you have a high score enough to get all 5 Grand Stars. The way you can really rack up points is by getting combos. By collecting coins, landing hits with items, doing tricks, and even drifting, you can actually get a combo if you keep doing these things in a row. You would think you'd be able to get a high score by just being good at the game, right? Well, that's where more of the mobile aspect comes into play. Every character has a preferred course. These characters allow you to get up to 3 items, then the others get 2 items, and the rest get 1 item. What really sets the preferred characters apart is that they can use item frenzies. This replaces a superstar, includes invincibility, and allows you to use any item for a brief period of time and just spam it like no tomorrow. And by any item, I mean any item. As horrifying as it sounds, yes, that even includes blue shells. There are even upgraded variants of special items once you reach a certain level, which makes the items even more powerful. But funnily enough, the item balance is actually good. It's not like Mario Kart Wii where you get hit with 5 blue shells in a race, and despite how crazy the item frenzies are, the items aren't too out of control. Characters also have special items for the first time since Double Dash, not counting the arcade games, and I absolutely love special items because they give more meaning to characters other than just being your favorite, and there's quite a few new items as well. There are quite a few to list, so I'll mention my favorites. The Ice Flower allows you to freeze your opponents, and I'm surprised it wasn't in a Mario Kart game sooner. The Giga Bomb gives you a giant bomb to use that's essentially the Bowser shell of bombs, and the Coin Box showers the track with coins, which yes, they're actually useful in this game. While some items like the Mushroom Cannon and Dash Ring suck because they give your opponents an edge, these items are pretty great, and even the Mega Mushroom return, though it's not the same without the music. You can also increase your chance of getting a certain item by picking a glider that features the item, and speaking of that, this game has a leveling up system for characters, carts, and gliders that allow for more points, increasing frenzy odds, and stuff like that. You can also level up your own rank to get more coins, rubies, and more things in the shop. I will definitely get into the whole leveling up aspect, but before I do that, let's talk about the 3 types of currency. Coins are used to buy items in the shop, though if you play the game for a bit, you'll have everything from the shop, making coins a bit useless once you've unlocked everything, since there's a set selection of things sold in the shop. Event tokens are the green tokens that you can use in the event shop, though they only last for the certain tour, which means 2 weeks. And the rubies are used in the pipe, where you can unlock all the good stuff, but good luck trying to do that. I find the event shop to usually have the best items, and you can get as many event tokens as you want, so if you want to grind for them, you can. Coins, however, have a cap at 300 per day, unless there's a bonus coin event. Now, I know what some of you may be thinking. Is the game pay to win? And unfortunately, it does have a lot of aspects that are. Sometimes it's impossible to get 5 Grand Stars unless you have the right character, and this means you won't even have a chance of getting the Grand Prize in the Rank Cup. You can also try to unlock characters via the pipe, but to guarantee characters would cost a lot of rubies. I honestly never recommend buying rubies because it's a gamble. If a character you like is a reward, get the Grand Stars to unlock them, or if you need the Gold Pass, subscribe and then unsubscribe. That way at least you know what you're getting. I don't have a problem with Nintendo trying to make money, but what I do have a problem with is the way they handled it. If the characters, carts, and gliders only had the special item and had a different weight class and could be flat out purchased for a reasonable price, I'd be fine with that. But the fact that you sometimes need certain characters to win, which you need to spend a lot of money and gamble for, that's a pretty awful thing. This right here is mobile gaming bullcrap at its absolute worst, and it's a level I never thought Nintendo would stoop so low to do, especially in a Mario game. I get that the mobile market works different, but this is going too far. So far the general gameplay is pretty good, but the point system and pay to win elements can be a major problem. What do you think, 64 iOS?
In my opinion, Mario Kart Tour kind of feels like a beefed up mission mode from Mario Kart DS, since as Dimitri mentioned earlier, the goal isn't exactly to aim for first place, but to gather enough points in each race to receive 5 Grand Stars. Heck, speaking of mission mode, every 4th level of a cup is a Mario Kart DS mission mode like level, which is pretty cool because we haven't had anything like that in a Mario Kart game in a while. But Dimitri will talk about this mode a little bit more later on in the video. But anyways, overall, I really enjoy the gameplay of Tour. All of the new items are a blast to use, and I love how chaotic the game gets with frenzies. And as for the controls of the game, I think they're decent for touch controls. Sure, nothing beats using a real controller, but Tour's touch controls are great after getting used to them. But I'll admit, I've had a few times where the controls don't register my inputs correctly, which really sucks when you're trying to get a high score in rank mode, since it could easily ruin your combo.
Rather than having a set selection of cups that's the same, Mario Kart Tour's tracks rotate every 2 weeks. I would prefer if you could play every track at any time in Mario Kart Tour, but that's just how it is. Mario Kart Tour is a bit unusual when it comes to tracks, and that's the fact that it mostly consists of retro tracks. A majority of them are straight from Mario Kart 7, which is good because that game had a pretty great selection of tracks, but there are also retro tracks not found in Mario Kart 7. A few SNES tracks are remade, and they were actually able to make Vanilla Lake a fun track. Sunset Wilds, which is my favorite track in Super Circuit, also returns in this game, and is accompanied by a great remix, and a few of the tracks found in Mario Kart 8 return here as well, such as Royal Raceway and Yoshi's Circuit. Unfortunately, there are no Nitro tracks from Mario Kart 8 in this game, but guess Nintendo needs to sell 8 Deluxe somehow. You would think these tracks would get stale, but no! Nintendo did something brilliant here. This game introduced reverse, trick, and remix tracks. Reverse tracks have you playing through the course backwards, trick tracks add ramps and such, reverse trick tracks are a combination of both, and remix tracks add new obstacles and paths. These are way cooler than the mirrored tracks found in the other Mario Kart games, as it makes these tracks have a whole new spin and feel different. I would love to see them return in Mario Kart 9, and along with that, these tracks do have improvements like they did in 8 to make them feel new again. Choco Mountain has a gem mine, Airship Fortress has a pirate thing going on, and there's even a sequel to Calamari Desert that takes you through the railway. Needless to say, these retro tracks are pretty great, and just as good as they were in 8. But where Mario Kart Tour shines even more is with the new tracks. Every once in a while, we get city tracks. These are tracks based on real-world locations, such as New York, Tokyo, Paris, London, Vancouver, Los Angeles, and most recently Berlin. These tracks are by far the best in the game, and they don't appear very often, but when they do, it's always a treat to play them. The layout of these tracks is good, and it's well suited for the gameplay style of Mario Kart Tour, but where it gets even better is with the theming. Every track represents their cities are based off beautifully and accurately. There's also a Christmas themed track called Merry Mountain, which does a very good job bringing you in the Christmas spirit, along with being one of the few Christmas themed levels in Mario. These new tracks are the highlight of Mario Kart Tour, hands down. I just wish they were more frequent and there were more of them. Some ideas I had for locations are Cairo, Egypt, where you're racing through the pyramids, a Madagascar-inspired track, where you tour through the island's vast array of animals, Sydney, Australia, where you drive through the streets and see the Opera House, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, taking through the beautiful beaches of Rio, the constantly moving city of Bangkok, Thailand, and of course a track based on Greece for home time's sake. Overall, Mario Kart Tour has a great selection of tracks. It's just a matter of when these tracks are available to play. The only complaints I have with them is that there aren't enough new tracks. The city tracks are great, but they're a bit far and few between for my liking, and there's not even an original variant of Rainbow Road or Bowser's Castle, something even the arcade games had. But what do you think, 64 iOS?
I really enjoy the track selection in Mario Kart Tour. All of the returning retro courses look really good. It was really neat seeing tracks like Maple Treeway return with improved visuals. I do feel like we get a lot of SNES tracks really often. I mean, I get it, they're easy to make. But I wish we got more GBA tracks instead. I mean, they're pretty simple tracks as well, but they look and feel more unique than the SNES tracks. And as for the city tracks, they're really fun. As someone who's lived in California their whole life, it was awesome having a track based off of the Santa Monica Pier. I would love to see a Las Vegas tour next. Heck, they actually added a Las Vegas Easter egg in Tour's version of Waluigi's Pinball. Right next to the giant Waluigi with the slot machine, you can see the blue hot air balloon from the Paris Hotel in Vegas. I really wonder if this is a hint to a Las Vegas tour in the future. I really wish we had more new city tracks in Tour, because like the Meech mentioned earlier, we really don't get them that often, which is a huge shame because they all been so great so far.
Considering that Mario Kart Tour is designed for phones, Nintendo had to accommodate for a variety of different devices. Android phones range in power considering that there's thousands of them. And even with that being said, Mario Kart Tour looks really good. The tracks go for a more minimalistic look, and coming from someone who hates minimalism, this is minimalism done right. The tracks look super clean, and the models are all very good. The animations of the characters are expressive and fun to watch. This is one of the best looking mobile games I've played, and Bandai Namco once again made Mario Kart sexy. The music is also great. Since a good chunk of the tracks are from Mario Kart 7, the music is from that game as well, which is good because I like the soundtrack in that game. But where the music really shines is with some of the remixes and with the new tracks. Sunset Wilds has a stellar remix, but the new tracks, my gosh. Each new track has a style of music that suits their location. New York Minute has jazz, London Loop has rock and roll, Los Angeles Laps has music inspired by the Beach Boys, and Berlin Byways 2 and Vancouver Velocity have EDM, which is extremely popular in Europe, and not popular enough in the United States. In fact, Berlin Byways 2 and Vancouver Velocity are my favorite music tracks in the whole series. Have a listen. And before you guys say anything in the comments, yes, I know Vancouver's in Canada, which is in North America. I was mainly talking about Berlin Byways 2 music. For Mario Kart 9, If they go for a theme like they did with the jazz in Mario Kart 8, I really hope they go for this EDM style, because it really suits Mario Kart and sounds great. While I would have liked to see more texture in the tracks, I think with the limitations of phones, Nintendo and Bandai Namco did everything they could to make a beautiful looking game. So I really have no complaints with the presentation. What do you think, 64 iOS?
Mario Kart Tour is such a pretty looking mobile game. I love the simplistic cartoony looking art style it has. Tracks like Vancouver Velocity and DS Airship Fortress look really stunning in Tour. And while not the best looking game on mobile, I think Bandai Namco did a great job on making Tour look really good while also running great on lower end devices. And don't even get me started on the music in Tour. Vancouver Velocity's theme is one of the greatest music tracks in Mario Kart history, period. Mario Kart needs more of this and less of the jazz from Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart Tour is different when it comes to content because it doesn't have a lot of modes per se, but there's a lot to do. As I mentioned before, getting Grand Stars is the main objective. You can get them by scoring high in races, and you can also get them by completing challenges. These challenges give you objectives such as landing a hit with a Super Horn and giving you a Grand Star. You're essentially filling out a bingo card, and if you complete all challenges, you can win prizes such as a coin rush ticket, fast passes, and occasionally rubies. Then there are the missions at the end of every cup, which are really fun, but I wish were more challenging. And then you could try to unlock everything, which I really don't recommend doing, considering that that's a huge gamble and could potentially cost you thousands of dollars in real life. Everything rotates every 2 weeks, so you're put on a clean slate. Needless to say, I don't think you'll get bored of Mario Kart Tour, because there's always something to do. Then there's multiplayer. You can play it online or with friends, and it works as it should. There are occasional connection issues, but that's Nintendo for you. I was able to text a friend, ask if they wanted to play, and we're racing within minutes. But guess what? Multiplayer wasn't added until March of 2020. That's right, this game launched without multiplayer and was without it for roughly 6 months. Yikes. Big mistake, Nintendo. In fact, I think this was one of your biggest mistakes ever. But more on that later. Unfortunately, there isn't a battle mode in this game, but I don't think it would work with the controls of Mario Kart Tour. Battle mode requires a lot of braking and sharp maneuvers that can only be done with a controller, so I'll give it a pass this time. Versus mode is also not here, but you can play any track in any order per cup, so it's not even necessary. And time trials? They're missions. I never cared about time trials except in Mario Kart Wii, so it's a non-issue for me. Mario Kart Tour has a good amount of content despite not being traditional, and there's always something to do. So what do you think, 64 iOS?
Yeah, I really don't know what Nintendo was thinking by releasing a Mario Kart game without any multiplayer until half a year later, but I am glad that it did receive it eventually. I'm just disappointed that the online racing is restricted to only 2 laps. It works perfectly for the main offline mode, but it feels off in multiplayer. And why can't we play 200cc online with friends, but can only do it with random people, assuming you have the gold pass? I really wish Nintendo would update these things. So another big game mode in Mario Kart Tour is the ranking mode. While it could sometimes be fun to compete to get the highest score in rank mode, it can also be extremely frustrating, since paying and good luck are pretty much the main factors of getting high scores in this mode. You're really not going to get a good score unless you have top shelf characters, cards, and gliders, which require you to spend money for pipe pulls, which being a gacha game, you're never guaranteed to receive what you're hoping to get. And even with top shelf characters who are maxed out, you're not guaranteed to get the highest scores unless you get lucky with frenzies, especially coin frenzies, which are super rare. It's like this game mode doesn't reward actual skill, but rewards people who pay, which really sucks for free-to-play players, especially considering that in later rank tiers, you could win up to 40 free rubies each week, just by placing first in rank mode for the week, which can be impossible for free-to-play players since this game mode is pay to win.
So far we've established that Mario Kart Tour has a phenomenal roster that you'll never fully experience unless you're Jeff Bezos, great core gameplay infested with the absolute worst greed I've ever seen in my life, a great selection of tracks, stellar presentation, and a good amount of content. So what's the verdict? The answer isn't as straightforward as you'd think. When Mario Kart Tour launched, it wasn't pretty. The game wasn't even in widescreen. Because of Nintendo's unhealthy obsession with one-handed gameplay, the grid was even worse than it is today, and it didn't even have multiplayer. I said that was one of Nintendo's biggest mistakes, and I mean it. I would actually go so far to say that it's their second biggest mistake, only behind inadvertently creating the PlayStation. Yes, it's an even bigger mistake than the Virtual Boy. And here's why. There is no series with as much mass appeal as Mario Kart besides maybe Pokemon. Everyone likes Mario Kart. Even the people who made fun of me in middle school for liking the Wii U were always down to play Mario Kart. But even though the Switch has sold astronomically well, it'll never have the install base mobile phones do. Roughly 4 billion people own a smartphone. Nintendo doesn't operate in every country. If you live outside North America, Europe, Australia, and a few Asian countries, you're gonna pay top dollar for Nintendo systems and games because they aren't sold officially, but everyone likes Mario. If you didn't own an official system, you could still emulate, play an older system, or get one of those Famiclones. Nintendo literally could have been on the top of the world if they launched Mario Kart Tour with multiplayer. People play Mario Kart for multiplayer. My friend who hasn't had a Nintendo console since the Game Boy Advance was thrilled to finally play Mario Kart with me until he realized the game didn't have multiplayer. He never touched the game again. So essentially, Mario Kart Tour was extremely popular for a week or two, and then people lost interest because they couldn't play with their friends, and that bad first impression stuck with them. That right there is why launching Mario Kart Tour incomplete was one of Nintendo's biggest mistakes. It would be easier to get past all the negative aspects if the game launched with multiplayer, and I guarantee Nintendo would have been able to make billions of dollars and reach Pokemon Go levels of success. This is why you don't launch games incomplete. This goes for Switch games too, because if you launch Mario Tennis Aces incomplete without something as basic as a stage select screen, I'm gonna get bored of it and sell it. I'm honestly kinda glad Mario Kart Tour didn't massively succeed because of the predatory nature of the game. It would send the message that these microtransactions are okay, and that would negatively impact future games. But I feel that it sends an important message to game developers to complete your games, because if you don't, people will lose interest quickly and never touch the game again. First impressions are everything. This game still has a decent following, but underperformed enough to make Nintendo never make mobile games again. Let's address the elephant in the room. How could a Nintendo handle the microtransactions? After all, Super Mario Run flopped, and that had a fair one-time payment. The problem with Super Mario Run wasn't the payment model, it was the fact that it was overpriced and didn't have enough content to reel players in the free version. If the game was free to play and had a flat fee of $5 to unlock every mode and character, I think it would have succeeded. I think in Mario Kart Tour's case, there could have been a flat fee of $5 and you'd be able to unlock all characters with coins, while in the free version, you don't know what you'll end up getting. You could also use real-life currency to get coins. As long as you know what you're paying for, I think that's fair. But the loot boxes and pay-to-win aspects are absolutely disgusting, and it really brings down what could have been a phenomenal game. People are turned off by loot boxes and won't pay for something that's not guaranteed. I never pay for rubies because of this. They should have also removed the pay-to-win elements, such as favored courses. But let's take a look at Mario Kart Tour in its current state. It now has multiplayer, widescreen, and has gotten a bit more generous. Despite all of its major flaws, I can't deny I actually enjoy Mario Kart Tour quite a bit. I wish I could use every character, but the tracks are great, I like the core gameplay, and it's a lot of fun to play. And when you do get that character you always wanted, it's nice. But the best way to sum up Mario Kart Tour is almost everything I wanted in a Mario Kart game in the worst way possible. It is the ultimate monkey's paw, like having a genie grant your wishes. You can have the best roster in the series by far, but won't unlock 90% of it unless you spend thousands of dollars. You can have a great selection of new tracks, but they're only available for a limited time. This could have easily been one of, if not the best Mario Kart, if it wasn't for the insane greed in loot boxes. But is it truly the worst Mario Kart game? In my opinion, no. Super Mario Kart is almost unplayable by today's standards, Mario Kart Super Circuit isn't that much better, and Mario Kart 64 is as basic as it gets. At least you're getting a fun game here regardless of if you don't unlock everyone. But if someone said it was the worst, I wouldn't be that quick to argue. At least in the prior games, they were old and on weak hardware, and they were the first Mario Kart games. But here, there's no excuse. I get the mobile landscape is different, but that doesn't excuse the loot boxes, extreme greed, and overall predatory nature of the game. But overall, Mario Kart Tour has a lot of amazing ideas, with too much bringing it down. If Mario Kart Tour was on the Switch, had a battle mode, every track available at every time, had a visual presentation on par with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and no microtransactions, it could very well be the best Mario Kart ever made. But in its current state, Mario Kart Tour is a look at what Mario Kart 9 could end up being, and that makes me want it so much more. I'm curious to know what you think, 64 iOS.
Yeah, this game has definitely improved so much in the past year and a half, with all its quality of life changes, new features, and overall being much more generous. It honestly makes me sad seeing people talk bad about Tour, calling it the worst Mario Kart game ever. Oh, it's nothing but pure garbage. You know, stuff like that. Because underneath all the pay-to-win and gacha junk is an amazing Mario Kart game. Heck, even one of the best Mario Kart games, honestly. In my opinion, it's literally the closest thing we have to a Mario Kart Ultimate right now. With its amazing roster, all the tracks, karts, gliders, new features, and so on. It's a real shame that such a great game was ruined by making it into a gacha mobile game. I really hope Mario Kart 9 adds on from where Tour left off at. Mine is a gacha, of course. Because seeing all the amazing new content added to Tour has really made me more excited for the future of Mario Karts. Tour really set the bar high with what to expect from the next Mario Kart game with its content. That was it for me. Thank you so much for having me on, Demeech. It was really fun. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys on Dimitri's channel real soon again. And if you guys want to check out my channel, it's 64iOS. I do a bunch of Smash Bros. And Mario Kart modding videos. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys. Bye.
Great to have you on here as always. Mario Kart Tour may have been ruined by greed and the disgusting mobile market practices, but it wouldn't be too long until we got a new Mario Kart on Switch. And by new, I mean a Mario Kart like no other. Join us in the finale of Mario Kart Origins where my good friend K and I covered one of the most unique Mario Kart games, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. So what do you guys think? Do you truly think Mario Kart Tour is the worst Mario Kart ever made? Or do you actually kind of like it like 64iOS and I? Let us know in the comments and keep calm and da-da on.